Welcome to another brightly lit day in the yoga room. You may notice a sound happening. That sound is the sound of Om. Often we connect that with yoga but don't really know what it means. Om is what's considered to be a seed syllable or sound. And Om is actually a frequency and vibration that there is science behind on that being the sound that happens when everything is silent. So the Om that you hear right now are Tibetan monks chanting Om. It's a form of mantra meditation. And there are also some of the singing bowls, which are part of that sacred meditation. And as we move into self-practice and move into feeling our body more in postures, yoga asana practice becomes a moving meditation. So I'll guide us through a warming, moderate practice today that you can adapt for your own needs as always, but I'll maybe talk a little bit less as you prepare for the final and for self-practice for the rest of your life, maybe, or maybe not. But however you decide to integrate yoga, just that idea that you can settle into a position, you can take 5 breaths for a more active practice, or more longer breaths and move through things gently. But once we kind of move with each breath in sun salutations, our downward dogs or child poses are usually held for 5 breaths, and same with standing and seated postures. So we'll just move through a practice today with minimal guidance, but counting those breaths in your head. And I'll just say the names of the positions and count the breaths for you, and you can notice how that feels, if that feels short or long. So let's start out just sitting here for a moment and checking in, listening and breathing. Maybe shifting into the Ujjayi breathing, or just steady in and out through the nose. Opening your eyes, rolling over the legs, sliding your cushion out of the way if you have one. And maybe extend into child's pose for a few breaths to continue warming up the spine and building breath. Breathe in, lift yourself up first to all fours, then tucking your toes under, lifting up and getting a little more stretch in the back of the body. In that easy first down dog, stretching legs. And of course, as always, you have an option to stay in child's pose or tabletop. Whatever you need. Another breath here. Breathe in, walk forward, looking up. Breathe out, fold. Breathe in, lift all the way up. Breathe out, hands at your sides. Sun salutation A, moving through a few of these. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog or child's pose, 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, forward, look up. Exhale, fold, tuck. Inhale, all the way back up, reach. Exhale, equal standing. Again, trying to move through on your own, starting with that inhale, reach. Just follow along with me. Back at equal standing, see if you can do another sun salutation A, moving with breath and ending around the same time as I do. Sun salutation B, I'll guide the first one and then we'll do another one all together without me guiding. Inhale, sit back, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold, tuck. Inhale, look up. Exhale, hands down. Step your feet back, lower. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, hips up and back. Inhale, right foot forward and inhale, lift up, warrior one. Exhale, you can stay standing tall and switch the feet or lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left foot forward. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. Two, 3 breaths. 4, 5, 5. Inhale, forward. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, sit back and reach. Exhale, equal standing. Move through another one with your own breath. From equal standing position, moving into standing postures. We'll start with a standing forward fold, stepping the feet apart hip distance, folding at that hip crease, keeping length in your whole back from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Relax forward, grab wherever it feels comfortable to you to pull yourself a little deeper. Breathe in, look up. Breathe out, continue up to stand. Come to equal standing. Triangle pose. Inhale, stepping open to the right with the arms out. And exhale, descend into the posture to wherever it works for you today. 5 breaths. Next in-breath brings you up. Exhale, switch your feet, descend on the other side. Find that comfortable spot where you can be still and breathe and smile. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, step back to equal standing. Breathe in, open, extended side angle posture. Get your legs and feet lined up. On an exhale, descend. And then take 5 breaths. Inhale up, exhale, switch your feet, descend on the other side for 5 breaths. Breathe in, come up. Breathe out, swivel your feet again for revolved extended side angle. You can come up off the back foot. Take whichever variation of this little twist that you like. Hands on the knee or one hand to the floor, the other reaching up. Take 5 breaths. Exhale, look down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, turn to the other side. Right hand coming across the body to the knee or floor. 5 breaths on this side. Exhale, look down. Inhale, come up, reach out. Exhale, equal standing. Inhale, open to the right again. Feet parallel, toes in, expanded leg pose. Take whichever variation of this forward fold you like. Inhale, extend the body. And exhale into a fold. Hands can be at hips, on legs, on floor, or reaching behind. 3 more breaths. We've already taken about 2. Inhale, nice and slow, come up. Exhale, step to equal standing. Balancing posture, standing on one leg, ground through the left foot. Take whatever variation works for you with the right foot lifted a little or holding the knee. 5 breaths. And for a little new challenge today, you can stay there or come down, or slide your right hand to your ankle and bring your heel back behind you. If you have a wall handy, you can use it to stabilize yourself. Just getting in a little stretch through the quadriceps. Exhale, slowly release. Same thing on the other side. Recenter yourself for a breath. And grounding right leg, lift left foot up, and find your balancing place. And slide your hand down to your ankle. Bring the heel back behind you if you can. It'll be tricky for balance. Keep your eyes steady. Exhale. Slowly release. We'll move through a sun salutation and come to the floor from here. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, walk back. Lower nice and slow. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, walk your feet in and have a seat with your legs out in front of you, sitting as tall as you can if you need to. Soften the knees a little bit. Check in with your breath. Listen. And take whatever variation of a forward fold you like. We'll take 2 sets of 5 breaths, so that if you're doing lying on your back, right foot and then left foot, or if you're sitting up, you can come up in between and see if you can get a little longer. So either lying down or sitting up, extend and lean forward, ribs leaning toward the thighs. Don't collapse your heart. lying on your back, switch legs. If you're sitting up, sit up. See if you can get just a little more length between your hips and your rib cage, and relax forward again. Inhale, sit up. Exhale, release. Little cross with the legs. You can do an inhale, lift, and exhale, lower, or you could roll over the legs here. On that exhale, come to push up. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, sit. Always your option in between the seated postures. So seated half lotus. Remember your plans to just hug the leg in or bring the ankle to the thigh and reach the arm around. Do what makes sense today. 5 breaths. Extend that right leg out. Switch sides. Bring the left leg in or up on the right thigh. Sit up tall and breathe. 5 breaths. Gaze steady toward the foot. Inhale, lift your gaze. Exhale, release, a lift and a lower or a vinyasa. Inhale up. Exhale would take you to push-up position. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And back through to sit. Do seated twist pose, bending your right knee. Hugging that leg in, reaching around with the right arm behind you. Pulling with arm and leg to sit up. 5 breaths. Shoulders relaxed. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, release. Lean back and just switch the legs. Right leg extends, left leg hugs in, twisting around to look over the left shoulder. 5 breaths. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, release. Take a vinyasa or inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. You took vinyasa from downward dog. Come through and sit for bridge pose, Navasana. So leaning back just that little bit. Find your plan. Take 5 breaths. We'll do 3 of these so you can try and increase the challenge a little bit with each one if you like. Cross the legs, lean and lift. Inhale, exhale, back down. Second boat pose. Cross, inhale, pick up. Exhale, lower, last boat pose. lift up. This is a good place to take a vinyasa, rolling over the legs. Step back, exhale, lower. Inhale, roll forward, up dog. Exhale, press back to downward dog. Inhale, have a seat. Baddha Konasana, bound angle. The bottoms of the feet in, heels pulling in close. And a little trick here to kind of relax your legs a little bit maybe. If you take your hands right to the middle of the thigh, not at the knee, not all the way in at the hip, right in the middle, halfway between. Push up with the legs and down with the arms. And then relax. We're going to repeat that 2 more times. Down with the hands, up with the legs. Push and work hard. And then let go. Last time. Up with the legs, down with the hands. And then relax. Pull your heels in a little closer maybe. Peel the feet apart. Lift up a little taller out of the pelvis. And then pull your belly button forward. Breathe in, sit up, go to expanded angle pose here, taking the feet out wide. Hands can stay behind or reach forward if you can keep the spine long. 5 breaths here. Inhale, sit up, lean back, lift your legs up, and bend the knees, take the toes. Balancing angle posture, knees bent or straight, look up, 5 breaths. Okay, check the space behind you. Remember to use plan A if you need to. And on your exhale, roll back. You can roll just flat to your back and do happy baby, or roll with the feet overhead to your shoulder blades. 5 breaths. And then roll forward. See if you can balance. Relax, cross the legs. Inhale, give a lift up. Exhale, lower back down and lie down for bridge posture. Pressing down to lift up, 5 breaths here. Exhale, lower down. You can repeat that again for 5 breaths, or you might want to try Urdhva Dhanurasana, full back bend for 5 breaths. I'm not sure totally if this is going to work for me today, but in general, pressing down through hands and feet to lift up. Give it a try. 5 breaths. Lowering gently if you're up there. Either way, bringing knees into your chest, squeezing around. 5 breaths here. Extending your legs out long. Preparing for whichever version of shoulder stand you like, which can be, just to review the plans. Plan A, the legs are straight up in waterfall. If you do this turn so your legs are up a wall, it's legs up the wall pose. Your other options are to go into the full shoulder stand, which I'll guide us through. So with your hands at your sides, inhale the legs up to vertical, stay here, or exhale, continue taking your legs overhead, hands to support your low back. Wiggle those elbows in and support your low back with your hands. Let your weight of your hips move to your hands as your legs float up toward the sky. And breathe. Let's take 5 more breaths here. To come down, you can either keep your legs straight, toes toward the floor, or bend your knees toward your chest at any point. And then slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time. And cross your legs at the shins, coming down out of whichever option you chose. And come into some variation of fish posture. You can just lift up a little bit, put something under your shoulders, relax your head back. Or you can push down through the elbows, really pick the head up and then put the top of the head down. And your elbows can stay on the floor to support you, or you can kind of pull open on the thighs. Press down through your elbows, bring your chin toward your chest, and bring your legs in again. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. Roll up to sit. Move through a vinyasa, rolling over the legs, stepping one foot back and then the other. Roll forward, up dog or cobra. And back to downward dog. So the next posture in the sequence is headstand, but we're going to work on the arm strengthening. In this practice, headstand, there's no weight on your head. It's really an arm balance. So if you take your hands, your elbows to the floor, wrap your hands around your elbows, and then keep your elbows there and extend your hands out. Bring them together, clasp them. And first part of plan A is just to step back and try and lower into a low plank and hold, pressing through the heels. Keep your butt in, your belly in. Take your knees down and take a rest for a moment. The next option is to tuck your toes under, lift your hips up. This is dolphin pose. And you can stay right here just working to push your shoulders back from your hands. Or for a little bit more challenge, you can exhale, lean your chest forward, and then push it back. Do that a few times. Building control in the shoulders, as well as strength. And when you're ready, you can rest back into child's pose, knees apart. Resting the head, if that is comfortable. And lift up, and you can move through a vinyasa or just join us at seated position. Lifting up to plank position, lowering, exhale. Inhale, forward. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, have a seat. Sitting with legs crossed. If your knees feel good and your hips are really open, you might try lifting up one of your ankles onto the opposite thigh. Just make sure it's not kind of hanging off and putting pressure on your ankle or too much pressure on your knee. The 3 closing lotus positions, so you can also sit in what's called easy pose, one leg tucked behind the other, or crisscross applesauce, or however it's comfortable. Reach your hands behind bound lotus. Inhale, look up. Exhale, lean forward. Breathe. Breathe in, sit up, extend your hands out, thumb and first finger together, Padmasana, lotus pose. 5 deep Ujjayi breaths here. Breathe in, lift your gaze. Take your hands forward of your hips. If they're back by your hips, this will be too hard. See if you can lean and lift something up for 5 breaths. Exhale, lower down. Taking one last vinyasa, or you can lie down for rest, rolling over the legs. Step back, lower. Up dog, and downward dog. Walk your feet in, lie down, get comfortable, and just sink right into rest. Allow yourself to just listen, let the sounds roll through you for about the next 4 minutes or so. might start to slowly add movement back in. Little movements to bigger stretches. And then working your way up to a seated position. Sitting on your cushion if you have one. Just taking a moment in the seated position with your eyes closed to just sit. Maybe to set an intention for the rest of your day. Something you can take with you from your yoga practice out into this day and into the world. Namaste.